What's up, Chic Squad? Back in the building with another video.
Amazing, outrageous. It's simple. I love it. Having you near me.
What's up, everybody? Showing love to the solo, taking it easy, and married mothers and brothers out there. If you're new to this channel, make sure you press that subscribe button and make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. My name is She Got Mine, and we do a little bit of everything on this channel. Okay, y'all. So, as y'all can read by the title, I will be doing another. I'm gonna start calling it thoughts and opinion because, like, when it comes to these shows, I'm just not gonna sit here and break down every piece. You know, I'm just gonna point out and kind of like touch on the things that I felt like some type of way about or that really stood out to me. So that's how we're going to do these shows and everything like that. Just my personal thoughts and opinions on this stuff, okay? So as you know, the DC, Love and Marriage, DC, it's kind of like moving a little slow. However, it might pick up a little bit, but I'm going to continue to stay on it. Only because, like I told you in the last video that I did with the first episode, I'm from Maryland. So, you know, I kind of want to, you know, review things or do my thoughts and opinions on things that's kind of like closer to me. So I'm kind of stick with it and see what's what. So if you want to stay up to what I got to say about this show, stay tuned. First of all, I'm just going to start off by saying Monique is kind of working on me a little bit. This season so far, she working on me, y'all, and I'm just gonna start off with that. I don't know if it's like, I can't always say, like, everybody always said that like Monique was like their favorite girl or somewhat favorite girl on Potomac, but Monique always been like the middle ground for me. You know, I always thought she was an attractive woman. You know, she was pregnant a little bit on Potomac, you know, a lot, and she would like clap back, you know what I mean? Like, she got that clap back in her. But I can't say like, oh, that was my favorite character, she was the one that did this. I just look at her like one of them girls that, you know, kept up on herself pretty good, had a husband, and was starting a family, having kids, you know, stuff like that. So to see her now, you know, to me personally, it's like I'm starting to see more of her, because like they kind of like, they don't have much going on this show besides like what, 3 married couples, something like that. So it's like for Monique, like you really get to dig more into her, and you can tell she is like the center of attention type of girl. You know, everything is about her, you know. And I guess she was like that on Potomac, but it's so many girls that were surrounded around her that she really didn't get the opportunity to show us every piece of how it is now. It's like now we on every single step. So I guess we could just go into the first scene. Kinda we're gonna just kind of hit on certain little points. Was with her and Ashley. Ashley is DJ Quicksilver wife. Ashley, okay, now Ashley's situation is, I'm kind of like trying to like Ashley a little bit, only because it's like she seems like she's almost in that middle ground or above middle ground of being kind of like, okay, I say what's on my mind a little, you know, in a way. I'm not gonna come here being too phony, even though we know that they still, you know, putting on this act because they on this TV show, you know what I mean? But I can see her really saying what she gotta say if it came down to it, regardless of this TV show or not, you know. But it's too early in for me to really feel her all the way out. I really don't know how I want to feel about her issues. Her issues in her marriage is that, you know, of course she has a nightlife husband. You know, he DJ, he do club scenes, he do parties, he's that. And like, I'm sure that's, you know, how she met him. And I'm sure, you know, that's something that, you know, been going on since they've been together. So it's nothing new. But I can't just dismiss her and say, okay, you're not supposed to feel like sometimes you're tired of your man always out at night. And you can't go because you got kids. And you don't want to be in the club every single night. You know what I mean? As a wife either. So, you know, you let him do his thing because at the end of the day, he going there to make the money. So it's like, I don't want to dismiss what she's saying. But at the same time, it's like that man's still out here making the money. You know, I don't know all what she got going on. I don't think, you know, with this day and age, you know, women can make money from the internet now. Women can make money from home. You know, women can make money all types of ways. And then with her on this show, just building up more of a name or a brand for herself, you know, she can always bring in some type of income now with the world, the way the world's set up. But I think that he really brings in the money, you know what I mean? So for me, I don't know how to feel about that. You know, I do know what it feels like to have a partner that works and you got to deal with your kids more than it seems like he does. Like, as in, it seems like you have to, if he go to work, okay, let's just say it like this. When a man goes to work, his priority is no longer what's going on in the house. It all falls on you, you know. And sometimes I understand that as a woman, you know, because once that man leave out that door, that's it. You know, I was just saying this yesterday because my daughter just turned 1 today. And I was just like explaining, like, in this past year, you know, just how a mother who is a mother is like top tier. You know, you're the top tier in this whole organization. You know what I mean? Like, everything becomes your top priority. Even though you have a husband or a partner and he might help out, pay bills, help with the kids when he's, you know, around and able to. It's not that he's not a deadbeat or nothing like that. It's just that sometimes, you know, you fall into that category where all of your things are sometimes going to be pushed to the side, you know, because you have this family now, you have these kids, and they are your top priority. Even though the man is there, you know, these kids don't really change nothing in his life as much as long as you around. You know what I mean? And as long as you're around, he gonna just say, hey, she got it. And it kind of like take away from what you got going on in life. You know what I mean? If that really makes sense to y'all, because I kind of get it. You know, kids becomes a mother's top priority. I had to change around my whole life when I had a baby, like my whole life. And when I'm not just saying like a piece, I'm talking about my whole career, my whole lifestyle, my whole way of living, my whole way of thinking. It had to change because I became the top tier. So I kind of get it, but at the same time, if I have a man and he's providing, I still don't want to seem too, like, you know, selfish, because he's still the provider. And that's something that her and Monique was just kind of sitting back talking about. And I don't want to get into that too long, but it's relatable. But then sometimes, you know, like Monique had told her, you know, because they live this lifestyle and, you know, have nice things and stuff, they figure like a woman is not supposed to say nothing. And it's like, it's a two-way street there. I get it. Like, sometimes if your man is taking care of things, he paying bills, you're not stressed out about how this is going to get paid. Is this going to get done? Is that going to get done financially? Sometimes you do want to just sit back and say, whew, thank God that burden is done. But then, you know, you have this other side, just being home with kids and taking care of kids. That's a overtime job. It's not even a full-time job. That's a job that just takes all your day, all your time. It's from sun up to sundown. It never stops being a mom, you know. So I kind of get it both ways, but at the same time, be appreciative of these men that's out here working and willing to take care of the household, because, honey, the picking is short, you know, the picking is light. So we're going to get on past that because I don't want to get too deep into that, but let's just move on. Chris is Monique's husband. He sat down with, I'm just going to call the man Mr. Williams. I don't know if I'm getting it right. So last episode, I really didn't get to touch on this too much because that's why I decided to just do thoughts and opinions instead of just a review. Because I noticed that when I'm trying to review every scene or every this, I kind of miss out important points. You know, so I just want to address the things that stood out, you know. So I'm going to call the man Mr. Williams, which is Winter's well, I think he's still her husband or ex-husband. I don't know. I think he said something about, you know, she wants him to get a divorce. I don't know, y'all. That part we're going to get into because you know how this stuff is with these shows. But he sat down and had a conversation with Chris, Monique's husband. And it's kind of crazy because I'm a little bit like off with this situation. Now, he is a scammer from the looks of it. What they really call what he did is a white collar crime. You know, he used company funds to pay for personal use. It's a white collar crime, you know. Now, when it comes to the wife, I'm not just completely like pushing her out like she's just this victim. You know, this woman is kind of like, I'm kind of really not like feeling her a little bit, but I gotta get more of a chance. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Monique is just like team winner, you know, and it's like, what you cheering her on so hard for? You know what I mean? It's like, you still don't know all what's going on. Like, at the same time, it seems like she is a woman where she got with this old man. I think the man like 62, and she no more than like, that girl don't look no more than about, at least if she's 40, that's pushing it. She no more than 40 and probably there. I haven't did no research. But this 40-year-old got with this 62-year-old man. We already know that you can like people, because, you know, sometimes it's women, you like older women. I mean, older men. But the thing is, you know, you get with an older man because you're looking for more stability and establishment when it comes to, I feel like he has things going a little bit more. You know how like these younger boys, they have things going these days, you know, because it's a different day and age. But they still feel like sometimes with the younger boys, they like to play these games, these mental mind games, because they have so many options, you know. So sometimes when you get with an older man, it's more like, you kind of like looking for that settled down vibe. You're looking for a man that's stable, but ain't I guess, not playing all the mental games. You know what I mean? Because, you know, once he get that age, 62 or whatever, he is like, you know, he's decreasing. You know what I mean? Like, he only got like so much going on now. He ain't got everybody knocking at his door. Like, they still knocking, but they ain't knocking like when he was in his 20s, you know, with something going on for himself. You know what I mean? So, I'm not just going to pick her out the equation. To me, I personally, this man went into the whole story, and I believe he did it. No question in my mind. I believe he did something scamming. But I do feel like she is a girl where I feel like he was trying to please her. That's how I personally feel. I feel like it got to a point where, and this is something that, you know, I personally have to learn as I'm, you know, getting older and have a child and a family and everything. You know, you want to always do all these nice things all the time, but sometimes, you know, it's a time where you just have to draw back. I noticed that a lot of times, and sometimes I would get a little frustrated because, you know, sometimes I'm told to draw back. Like, you might want to go out to eat all the time. You might want to do this all the time. And sometimes your partner may be like, hold up. You know, you can do things, but sometimes too much of anything is not good, you know. And so I think he got with her trying to impress her, and then money started running low. So he went to what, you know, he started getting desperate. That's like, I learned this in, we took a class, and it was like a legal class, and it was like a class about people who commit fraud and everything like that. And it's always the fraud triangle, you know, and it's like the opportunity, the pressure, you know, all that kind of stuff, what forces a person to commit these type of white collar crimes. And of course, to me, I seem like I feel personally like it was some pressure there, you know what I mean? Like, just pressure from feeling like he had to provide for this young woman. And as you can see, when they first got on the show, I guess they were supposed to be more of a thing on the show. You know, her, Winter and the man, because they're going through a divorce now. I think they were supposed to be like a thing. So, now they're not because of the scam. And, you know, it seems like to me that, you know, she was like, we have sex and we do this and we do that. Like, she throwing it on that old man like that. Or she claims she throwing it on him like that. You think that man ain't gonna try to do all he can to keep this young girl? You know, she not bad looking, but I mean, I don't like the hair. I don't like the bald on the side. That's just, I just don't like that, y'all. I don't care too much for that. But overall, you know, attractive wise, you know, she's an attractive woman. And so you mean to tell me this old man got this young girl and she pitting on him like this with all this sex, and you think he ain't trying? You know what I mean? You think he ain't trying to make it do whatever she needed to be done? So I think it's two-sided for me. And then, you know, she had an issue with him lying in the beginning. He lived in his mom's basement, but he told her he had a basement apartment. What's the difference? You know, just like what Ashley said, what's the difference? What's the difference? Like, you didn't ask which is your mom's. He just told you it's a basement apartment. It truly is. That's what it is. You know, so it's like, to me, she seemed like she a money girl, you know, and that's how some people are with this lifestyle. You know, they want to live this high lifestyle, and they this and this and that, and then she claims she's a relationship coach and all of this. It's just a lot going on with that girl. And if you don't see that, I don't get it. You know, Monique don't see that. You don't see that, Monique? The woman got with a 62-year-old man. What you think she did that for? But anyway, let's get into the dinner. They had a vegan dinner, Monique. Now, I'm going to just talk about this, and then, you know, y'all can give y'all thoughts and opinion. Now, one thing about this vegan lifestyle, I have did the vegan before. I have did vegan, I have did pesto vegetarian, and then I have just did meat and ate what I normally eat. One thing I can say is that you cannot force nothing on nobody. Now, when it came to me, when I was a vegetarian, it do get times where you want people to be more creative with your dinner. You know, it's times where that's vice versa. So for Monique, you can't force vegan on everybody, because that's vice versa, and you go to a party and everybody forcing meat on you. You know what I mean? So you got to be diverse with the situation, you know. Because I hate it, like when I was vegan or vegetarian and I go to an event and all they got is meat, and then the only thing they got for a vegetarian is a $2 bag of salad that they dumped in a bowl. Like, here you go for the vegans, and you just looking like, what am I gonna eat? You know, I'm hungry. You know, like, just because you're a vegan don't just mean you just eat lettuce. It means you can eat a variety of different things, like be creative. But at the same time, I liked, you know, her being creative with the vegan, but she still was doing the same thing that a person that eat meat does, but she was doing it in reverse, you know. So overall, they was sitting at the table, they had the vegan dinner. Monique, I'm telling you, she's starting to work on me, you know, because, you know, she's just one of them people that just, you know, I know her husband seemed like he just like blah, you know, because he do seem like a blah, you feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, this is who you chose. You know, you're really not as happy as you try to seem, you know. And then, you know, you got the girl Monique, and then you got Erna and Jamie. Erna and Jamie, you know, Jamie, he got the nightlife going on as well. I'm a little skeptical about Jamie, but I'm not going to put nothing on him. But, you know, he is an older guy, but he still seems like he move a little bit more than his wife. You know what I mean? So, I don't know about him, but, you know, he in the nightlife, so he can relate to DJ Quicksilver, you know, and everything. But he been married for so long that his wife is kind of more accustomed to it, even though she still don't like it. But then, you know, you get it where everybody want to ask them questions, you know, because they feel like y'all, you know, you did it the longest. But then it's like, when start asking questions? You know what I mean? It's like, well, how did you feel? You know, because she said that, Erna said that Jamie didn't cheat, but because she never saw him physically cheat. And, you know, when you see it, that's when that's a problem. You know, it's okay to, like, think your man cheating or maybe see a woman talk to him, but when you see him physically doing something out of line, that's gonna hurt. And Erna says she never physically seen that. So, you know, when they're trying to dig into it, when you need to dig into what's going on with the scammer. You feel what I'm saying? Because you can go jail too, you know, because accessory. If you knowing, and you try to act like you don't know, that's why you don't want to be around that man. But, you know, but Monique working on me. She trying to argue with her husband about who took care of her when she had COVID and who didn't. Like, girl, you know what I mean? You know, like, let's not make it seem like that. You got all this big chef and all this stuff up in your house now trying to show off. You know what I mean? You should have been showing off then. I mean, not like that, but like that. Like, you know what I mean? Don't get on here and try to downplay your husband at no dinner table with all these people. You know, she just, like, be working me, y'all. She be working me. But you know, all of them, you know, having a little disagreement, and so Ashley is gonna get into it with Winter because Winter is like downplaying this man and downplaying this man. So that's pretty much what's been going on the show, y'all. The show is like kind of like I told you, it's not, there's a lot of older people, so it's not as like bop 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 bop. I don't think this show, you might not even ever physically see, I don't know if you see a fight, you might, but I don't really know. You know, you're gonna see maybe some cattiness, but overall, I'm gonna keep reviewing it and see what's going on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Comment your thoughts and thoughts and opinions below, and I'll see y'all in the next
When you
video.
hear our conversations, outrageous, you smile.